Good evening, everybody. Uh, Today, actually, it's the second week when the enhanced home quarantine was implemented here in the Philippines. So everybody is crazy now as to what to do with their lives and my life as well. Well, with the parting of my nieces and my nephews and my friends, they actually wanted me to come up with a vlog, to call it so. I decided to actually do this. So, my vlog is entitled Nevertheless Montessori. So, it's actually finding joy in life. Okay, so before anything else, I'd like to introduce myself. So, after graduating class valedictorian in Mount Carmel High School, I went to a nursing school in Misamis University. I was a freshman nursing student. So, because I know I'm gay, so it's expected that I dislike blood. I hate blood actually. So, I hate the sight of blood. You know what I'm saying? So, I transferred to LaSalle School. It's called LaSalle Usamis. It's actually ICC LaSalle. So, I studied accountancy for 4 years. But I was features editor and managing editor of the school paper for 4 years. So my exposure with my college, as far as with La Salazan was really into writing and storytelling because I was a features editor. I started as like news writer and news editor and features writer and then features editor. I became the consultant of our yearbook. I was the school representative for extemporaneous speech. I used to be a narrator. So it's more of the other thing, although I finished accounts in 1995. So after college graduation, I worked as medical representative. So I went to Manila. I kind of like, you know, trained for a medical representative job, and then after 2 months of training, I was assigned in Cagayan de Oro. Okay, so but there was this longing actually to stay in Manila. I don't know, because growing up, I kind of like talk to myself all the time. So every time my alcoholic father would get drunk, so I ran away. I'd seek refuge actually at my uncle's house, not really at my uncle's house, in his farm. So I would actually talk to fireflies and coconut trees. So I wasn't actually able to realize that it was an internship of sort, as far as storytelling is concerned. So I was a medical representative for 3 years. So after that, I came to Manila because there's this like yearning, or I'd call this desire to really like further my immersion as far as being in Manila is concerned. I know for whatever reason. Then I learned about Obi Montessori, my cousin and her gang actually from a company. When it shut down, they all applied for as teachers of Obi Montessori, and fortunately, no one was ever admitted. So when I had my job as a medrep also in Batangas and occasionally come to Manila, so my cousin told me to try to apply as a teacher in Obi Montessori. So I heard Obi Montessori because of Lea Salonga, and yeah, luckily, or I would say I'm a huge fan of Lea Salonga. So I tried to apply as a teacher. So it was like June already, and I tried to apply as a math teacher. I was admitted as an internal auditor. Okay, so working as an internal auditor in Obi Montessori, they kind of like maybe saw a potential in me in talking. So my internal audit manager actually decided to have me replace him when he went abroad, when finally decided to stay in the US. Not realizing uh, how my life would go, it actually trajectory of my life. So I kind of like accepted a job as a part-time college teacher. Okay, so once there, there was an opportunity to take up professional education in Obi Montessori. So in less than a year, I guess. So I finished my 18 unit professional education and then eventually took the board exam. So that made me a teacher. Okay, in 2000, I guess it was 2000. So I left Obi Montessori because there was this longing to find myself. I was making quite a good money because I freelance as a bookkeeper also, and I work as internal audit part-time college teacher. But there's this popping desire to try to say something else, and I already learned about Montessori, so I was like, so I think I kind of like fall in love immediately in Montessori. So it was like I was a guinea pig at the same time because all my life I just wanted to be telling stories and writing, but I finished accountancy, so there's this struggle actually to pursue whatever in my mind and against my heart. So when I left OB, I freelanced as production accountant and at the same time part-time bookkeepers of companies and professionals. So there was never this desire to really like pursue filmmaking. So I worked with real films. I worked with the late Hill Portes as production accountant. I worked with various production companies as production accountant until I met Love Diaz. For the very first time in my life, it was with Love Diaz that I saw myself a hope for the future, or was it like it's like refuge because that's actually the thing that I love to do. Love Diaz actually didn't know that I was into writing. I was into storytelling back in college, and actually, when I was at OB, I had a short stint at the Ricky Lee acting workshop, but I did not finish the workshop because of personal reasons. Okay, so now I met Love Diaz because of accounting works. Okay, eventually I would handle him as my tax client, but in one of our dialogues, actually there was one peculiar night, he told me that I could be a filmmaker because I don't know. I don't know what he saw in me, but he told me that I think I could become a filmmaker. So I thought he was joking, and my peers and actually my friends during that time told me, na, You don't have to believe Love Diaz, you know what I'm saying? So they even like called me not to become like alitap. Love Diaz was so persistent with trying to work on my first script. It took me a year to finish my script. It took me a year, actually, and that made it all. I made my first film, which was entitled Hickby. So it's like an LGBT film, and suffice it to say that I find joy in them working on my first script and actually doing the film. Okay, so here I am. I'm a teacher because I took a professional education, took the board exam. So I practice tax works. I practice as like an accountant, freelance, all freelance works. Sometimes teach in college and do tutor works. So I'm a repertoire of so many, so many things. Now I have decided actually to actually come up with this activity. Actually, it's like a work project I call Nevertheless Montessori because I'm so obsessed with Montessori. Okay, so for everybody's information, I'd like to share a little about Montessori. Maria Montessori, who founded the Montessori system of education, was a medical doctor in psychiatry. Okay, so when I was at OB and studying professional education, I kind of studied her life and works. So I stayed in OB for 5 years. I kind of like had a teaching job for 3 years, I guess. And when I freelanced, I was actually offered to teach in another Montessori school in Loyola Heights. It's called Montessori Filipino. It's owned by Josefa Kyoge, actually, Josetas Leas, along as psychologist, I guess. She's actually co-owner of OB Montessori. So I was offered to teach practical math for kids with special needs like autism and ADHD and normal kids. So I worked there for like 2 years. So there's this constant search for joy, knowing that I have background in Montessori because one of the discoveries of the Montessori system of education is, you know, normalization is actually achieved via work. So it means that it's a work that you'll have to do. Okay, so this endeavor actually of having Nevertheless Montessori is actually helping humanity, kids and adults alike, to find joy. Okay, so since I feel like I cannot do this as a business, so that's why I'm doing this. So it's supposed to be a cooperative open education for commerce and the arts. But since I can't afford to have my own Montessori school or laboratory, so that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so welcome to Nevertheless Montessori amid COVID-19. Once again, this is Felbert Go, teacher, filmmaker, well, luckily a tax practitioner at the same time. Thank you very much.